Hey everybody, I'm Johnny Scoville. This is Chase the Heat. Got some powders for you today. From Benny T. Vestas, we have a ghost powder. We have a scorpion powder. And we've got Reaper. Alright? Now I bought these powders because there was something very interesting about them. I'm going to tell you what they are. Got a great letter from Ben Tuorto, Ben of Benny T. Originally from New York, he had a love for peppers and started creating his own stuff at home. What got my attention the most about this is it's called the hot sauce that's not sauce. This is a dry hot sauce, meaning you dehydrate. It's a sauce that he dehydrates, and this is what it comes up with. So he shared with me some of the information. He used to experiment at home, adding things to fresh chilies to intentionally knock the heat down at the time. He used onions and breadcrumbs, handy staples in Italian cooking he does at home. These ingredients were then sauteed over a gas burner, and his recipe was born. He's now in Whole Foods in North Carolina. And that is kind of the gist of this. I'm looking forward to doing this review. Now that we're going to start with the ghost powder. Let me read you the ingredients. First of all, on the side it says, I created Vesta so you can enjoy the flavor among the heat of fresh chilies on the foods you love. We believe in enhancing the flavor of your favorite dishes rather than covering them up. Now, here are the ingredients in this powder. I want you to listen to these ingredients. It's pretty interesting. Now, he tells me in this letter that there are 11 pods, the way he does this, in each of these 1.2 ounce glass jars. There's 11 pods per. So there's 11 ghost peppers in this jar. 11 scorpions, 11 reapers. So, getting back to it, fresh chilies, onions, breadcrumbs, which consists of enriched flour, water, sugar, salt, yeast, non-hydrogenated vegetable shortening. It's got olive oil, salt, rosemary extract. He shared with me that he uses the rosemary extract for preservation. Alright, so now if you look at this, I've had a lot of different powders, and I'm tried to look at them and see if the powder looks different, considering that it's a sauce that was dehydrated. It doesn't really look that much different than any other normal powder. Now the interesting about this, there's almost no aroma, really very little aroma at all in this, on the first one, all right? So I'm going to put some on a spoon. Now this is his ghost powder, okay? There you go. So from Benny T. Vestas, it's his dry hot sauce. It's ghost powder. I'm Johnny Scoville, this is Chase the Heat. First thing I notice when I'm eating this, I think the texture I'm picking up is the breadcrumbs, which is used as a filler, essentially. Now on this powder, I taste onion more than ghost pepper. I don't really get any ghost pepper flavor. Just being very honest. When I tell you it barely moves my needle, it really is. It's mild for a ghost pepper. You know, ghost pepper is a pretty hot pepper, and when you consider that 11 pods are in here. Okay, so for the first one, the ghost, I'm just not really getting. I'm really got to look to find the ghost pepper flavor in this, and the heat is so mild, it's not funny. Now, I got to think about this for a minute. If you have ghost peppers. If you take a ghost pepper, we know that about 85 to 90% of the weight of any fresh pod is water weight. So when you use them fresh, and the idea of 11 pods being in here, I would think this would be a whole lot hotter and a whole lot more bold ghost pepper flavor that it has. Now, I will tell you this, it's not a bad tasting powder. It tastes more like a spicy onion powder. I'm just not really getting the ghost. So I'm questioning 11 pods in here. You know, doesn't seem like it, doesn't taste like 11 pods, I'm just being honest. All right, so this is the Scorpion. Now, interesting to note, everything on each of the bottles are absolutely identical with the exception of the pepper. The ingredients are identical. The only difference in these three, all the ingredients are absolutely identical. The labels are identical. The only difference thing is Scorpion, Ghost, and Reaper. All right. Now it's interesting. It's hard to kind of reverse engineer this. If I think about like 11 pods and then all these other ingredients ending up in a jar this size, it's hard to kind of reverse engineer to see if it's even possible. But just saying that the first one, the Ghost, didn't really taste very ghosty to me. I'm not going to read the ingredients. It's the same as it was on the Ghost. This has a more strong, the Chilli aroma. I'm not getting any of the onion on this one, just the pepper. This is his Scorpion, all right? We're moving up the heat ladder. All right? Pretty good amount of pepper there, powder. All right, so I'm Johnny Scoville. Do this again. Now that has a lot more pepper flavor. I like this one more. There's more pepper flavor, but there isn't even much more. Here's the thing I'm having trouble with. This doesn't have, you know, in my house I have lots of powder from lots of hobbyists and professional companies, and I'm just used to a lot hotter for Scorpion. And I've taken a lot of this powder. When I tell you that, it's barely moving my needle. It really is barely moving my needle. I think with the ghost pepper, if you're not a chili head, it might be a 4 for you. Maybe a 5. If you're on the capsaicin navigating that path, this would be like a 3, maybe. It didn't get a 1 for me. This one, for somebody who's a non-chili head at all, you don't eat anything hot, you'd find this to be... I mean, if you never ever eat heat, this might be a 6 for you. But if you're eating spicy stuff, this might be like a 4. All right, it's like a 1 for me. It's just not that hot. Now, has better pepper flavor, no doubt about that. It does have a more noticeable burn than the Ghost, but still, it's nowhere near what I would expect from 11 pods within that little jar. All right. So we're going to go to the Reaper now. No point in reading the ingredients because they're identical. I should say the labels are all the same. That pepper is the shape of, it's got this little thing covering it, but that pepper is the shape of a ghost pepper. And that is the shape of a Scorpion. And this is the shape, the pepper, the outline is the shape of a Reaper. All right, so we're going to do the Reaper now. Smells virtually the same as a Scorpion. All right, now you got to remember there's 11 Reapers in this. You can check them out at Vesta. I have a hard time reading. I'll put a link in the description box. So here is the Reaper. Now the Reaper is the hottest pepper recognized by the Guinness Book. There you go. This is from Benny T. Vesta's. A dry hot sauce. I'm Johnny Scoville. Okay, here's my take on this. I don't think my tolerance is that high right now because our tolerances fluctuate a lot. It just does. This just doesn't taste. I mean, I've got ghost pepper powder. I'm not knocking Ben. Please don't be offended by this. I'm just being really honest. I have ghost pepper powder in my house that's hotter than this. So I think the crunch I get is you know, as much as it may be the dried sauce or the powder or whatever, I think it's probably the breadcrumbs. And the other thing about it is this, man, coming off as critical. I'm just being really, really honest. Reaper has a really unique flavor to me. If you just switched labels, I wouldn't have noticed any difference, really, in heat or in flavor. I mean, I ate a lot of this, not a lot, but I mean, here's some more. If you're somebody who doesn't eat anything hot, this is still only going to be around a 5 for you, maybe a 6. If you're eating stuff, you're doing it. You're chasing the heat with me. This would be like a 4 for you. It's just almost the same heat as this. So what got my attention was the dry hot sauce. You know, I don't know how I really felt about that. Like, to be really frank, I wasn't sure if it was gimmicky. Is it real? Is it really a sauce he dehydrated? I'm not quite sure. But what I'm finding, and you know, no disrespect to Benny T, it's just not that hot. This had virtually no heat. I mean, I could go through this really fast. There's like virtually no heat in this. There wasn't a whole lot in either one of these. It just makes me question if there's 11 pods in here, then, and there really is 11 pods, then they're not the hottest Reapers he's using. Otherwise, it's not 11 pods in here. I would just think, you got to imagine if there's 11 Carolina Reapers in a jar this size, you're going to have forward Carolina flavor and forward Carolina heat, and there just isn't there. So, you know, now that all of that said, here's an interesting take on this. If you're trying to get into this and you want to start to chase the heat, this is a good one. Faint heat of Ghost, but a little bit of heat. You might find it a little bit warm if you're somebody who's never eaten anything hot. These will give you a little bit more flavor, but it's very, very user friendly. I mean, really, the Scorpion is one of the hottest peppers in the world, and this is really, really fairly mild, I think. And this is the hottest pepper in existence, rated by the Guinness Book. And this is like, I don't know. Let's talk about the heat. I didn't do the heat on this one. I think maybe I did. I did. It'd be about the same as the Scorpion. It's just not that hot. The other thing is, most Reapers, whether it's in a sauce, a powder, or just a pod, it burns your throat. This is what it does to me. The burn is just on my tongue, and it's so faint. I mean, I don't mean to be disappointing, so Ben, I'm sorry for the review. Just being really honest. And the other thing is the cost of them for the amount of money you spend on these. I think they're like $15 or $20 a bottle. It's kind of expensive. So anyway, you can give it a shot and tell me what your thoughts are. If you've tried this already and you think I'm way off base, let me know. I just I'm basing this on my previous experiences with powders. You know, most ghost powder tastes like ghost pepper, and it's got a good burn to it, and a burn it's familiar. The ghost pepper burn, you know, and it just the heat wasn't there. I mean, I would have to go through a lot of this in food to make a difference. Anyhow, if you've tried his powders and you like them, listen, I love it. Put your comment in there. I don't mean to be critical. I'm just being really honest. I wouldn't buy these again, just because I like real heat and I like this. While it tasted like peppers, it didn't have that Reaper flavor, so I probably wouldn't purchase these again. But you know, there are out there that I know he's been doing this for a long time. There are people that love his stuff, so it could be just me. That's why I don't give flavor ratings. I'll give you the heat and tell you what it tastes like, but I don't give a rating like on 1 to 10, because what I like, somebody else may not. Clearly, there's a lot of people who like these powders because he's selling them. So check them out. So you'll see a link in the description box for Benny T Vestas. You'll also see a link for everything else that we got. Check them out. Join me tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be reviewing a sauce by Hellfire Hot Sauce. This is the new shirt, the new Capsaicin shirt that just came out. Just got it in the mail yesterday. See, it's got the logo. There's the capsaicin formula and a logo over it. I've already had a bunch of people say I wanted to buy that. I missed it. I know I said I was only going to sell them. That was the last time I was going to sell them this year. I would offer it again next year. If we get enough people to say, hey, I want that, I'd open up another, I'd release it again. So if you want one, put it in the comment, let me know. Right here is our pepper. Click that pepper when you do your part of our family. If you don't want to miss a video, you don't need to. Click the bell for notification and we'll do just that. Thank you. Love you guys a lot. I'm Johnny Scoville. This was Chase the Heat.